Hi, this is Scott from Specter Gear, and today I'm going to be doing a detailed overview of our new Raptor 2-point tactical sling. The Raptor is our second 2-point tactical sling that we've introduced into the market. For a number of years we've had the Raider 2-point tactical sling available. I have an example of the Raider here so we can kind of compare and contrast between the two designs so that you can make a more informed buying decision. The first thing you're going to notice as far as differences go is the width of the webbing on the main strap that goes over the shoulder. The Raptor is 1.25 inches wide versus the 1.5 inches wide for the Raider. And the reason for this is that some people don't necessarily need a 1.5 inch main strap going over the shoulder, particularly on lighter weight applications like the M4, the MP5, MCX, etc. Also, in some cases, the sling is going to interface a little bit better with the rear adapters, especially our stirrup applications on, for instance, the M16 or shotgun applications. Rather than having to use an attachment tab, you can interface directly with the loop instead. This particular one, by the way, is a universal application that's designed for weapons with already existing side sling swivels, or in this case, like with the Magpul stock, you've got a vertical sling loop here. Depending on your application, you may or may not need some type of adapter at the rear or at the front. And those will be indicated on the product pages for each particular weapon. So we went with 1.25 inch webbing on this rather than 1.5 inches. That's the first primary difference. And it's the same type of sling webbing, exactly the same. Moving forward, another common characteristic of both share is they have the emergency release buckle at the center. Now with the Raider, one main difference here is that in order to interface between the 1.5 inch wide sling webbing for the main strap and you have to step it down to interface with the 1 inch wide adjuster strap. You have to have this tab and this reducer loop assembly. And on this sling instead, we've eliminated that one step because we've taken the standard female portion of the side release buckle that we use for our emergency release buckle applications on our other 1.25 inch slings, and we coupled that with an ITW Agilitex 1 inch buckle. And now that allows us to step down from 1.25 inches to 1 inch without having to do the additional tab. That's one less step involved in building the sling, and that's one more savings we can pass on to the consumer. At the front, the adjuster strap is exactly the same as with the Raider in that we use the same type of webbing that's used on MOLLE applications. Very, very heavy duty stuff, very lightweight, but very abrasion resistant. Really good stuff for, especially when you're going to be, sliding something back and forth on it like a cam buckle or a ladder lock. But the biggest difference between the two slings, so the biggest departure is going to be in how the adjustment strap at the front works. Now on the Raider, we have the steel self-locking cam buckle. And for some of you that have been around for ages like myself, you'll recognize this as the buckle that was used on the LC1 Alice pack for many, many years. Very heavy duty buckle, pretty good reputation, and we've been using this for a number of years with almost no problems at all. Very strong design, but in actually running the adjuster, if you grab this lanyard and just give a pull, nothing's going to move. There's a separate step in that you have to pull outward and then run it back, and then running it forward, just simply slide it up. It's not necessarily a very complicated process, but it is an added level of complication that some people don't necessarily appreciate. And we're here to meet your needs, and we've listened to your input, and some people said, hey, we want something that's just simple, so you just pull it and it goes. And that's where we came up with this. What we're using here is a polymer ladder lock type buckle. It's a national molding product called the Convert. We used it for many years as the adjuster ladder lock on our load bearing applications. We've also used it on packs. It's a small, very lightweight buckle, but extremely strong. And what you need to do here, or all you need to do here, is if you want to add some length to the sling, you just simply grab your tab, which is 4 layers of the same webbing that we used for the adjuster, and just run it back. It's literally as simple as that. And then to close it up, run it forward. It doesn't necessarily matter what angle you grab the thing at, because in the act of pulling it to the rear, it unlocks the front and releases the friction and allows it to move. Running forward, same thing. So very, very simple, yet very robust. So that's the main differences between the two slings. Of course, one other thing I could add is that the Raptor sling is less expensive than the Raider. And it's not necessarily because the Raptor is any lesser sling in regards to construction quality or materials used, but rather we've eliminated some steps. We've made it a more simple design to produce, and we're going to pass those savings on to the customer whenever and wherever we can. You know, our goal is to offer the most comprehensive sling selection on the planet. We've already achieved that goal, but we want to extend that margin out with designs like this so that you have even more options. And in this case, you now have yet another option for a 2-point sling application. So that's about it. I appreciate your attention, and as with all of our products, they can be purchased at spectergear.com or at any Specter Gear authorized retailer. Thank you very much.